Choosers.
To the Nikki Krasnikov story.
Where are we with Krasnikov?
Closed.
We closed?
375. Rob, this is the really exciting part. He promised not to have anybody killed during production or pre-production.
Yolanda, you're under contract to LGT to do Puerto Vallarta.
I've got a medical condition. I've got doctors who'll say I can't do Puerto Vallarta. I'm on serious medication, shit fuck cunt. It prohibits me from working on a series.
Rob, we got a phone call from Washington.
From whom?
The FBI.
The FBI called me.
Uh-huh.
About what?
Kendall. They're apparently treating Kendall's disappearance as a kidnapping.
No, I want both of you out of here by noon today.
We're still investigating?
Rent an office. I don't believe this.
Mr. Malone, I'm in possession of a federal warrant signed by United States District Judge Klaus Schreck, authorizing search of said premises as of 2 p.m. today, October the 5th, 1999.
Well, I want my own credit. Single card. Assistant to consulting producer.
There's no news yet, but I left word for my therapist to page me, okay?
Yeah, I hear you. She's 14 and has the body of an 11-year-old, huh?
Honey, I'm so sorry I can't come to the funeral, but my son has a call back. It's spelling.
We've been in development for over a year. Spent God knows how much on startup costs. Now what are we gonna do? We're up to our asses in chimpanzees here.
No, you're breaking up. I can't hear you. I'm losing you. Yeah, I'm heading into the canyon. Yeah, I'll call you in.
These are the overnight ratings for Wednesday in order of ABC, CBS, NBC, Fox, and LGT. 8 o'clock, 2 guys, a girl, and a pizza place, 11.0, 15. Cosby, 10.1, 14. Dateline, 12.2, 16. Beverly Hills, 90210, 5.5, 9. Angel in the Family, 3.17.
Cecile, what happened to the towels?
Sorry, hon, FBI. I'll bring you one.
What does the FBI want with our towels?
They searched the whole house, remember? Marta's cleaning everything.
Good idea. You never know where those feds have been.
Hey, sailor, you want to have a good time?
Is your temperature up?
Ooh, is that a rhetorical question, or are you happy to see me?
The latter.
Unfortunately, it's back down. I spent most of our 14-hour window vacuuming and stacking dishes.
What a woman. She can ovulate and clean at the same time.
Well, what do you think about a dry run? We've still got 27 days till our next window.
Shit.
Not exactly the reaction I was hoping for.
No. The Mountain Men just won its time slot.
Well, hon, isn't that good news?
I shut it down yesterday.
Share and Rob shuts the show down.
Morning, Lauren.
Finally catch a break during sweeps, no less, and Rob gets principals.
Well, 5 minutes everything.
All right, with our luck, we'll turn up next week.
Yeah, well, they better because we're committed to 13 pair of play.
Pay or play?
Yeah.
Right. When was the last time anybody's paid off 13 license fees? You just roll it over into a development deal.
Laurie, I just got off the phone with Barry. What did you do to Chad Rosenthal?
Rob, he's just pissed off because we beat them out of the Krasnikov story.
Oh, really? Because Barry said something about a gross breach of ethics.
Like he's some expert on ethics.
You don't want to be on Barry's shit list.
Hey, you never know who you're going to be working for next year.
Rob, I respect you taking a stand on principle, but the Mountain Men, we're on the hook for 1.5 per with 8 unproduced.
Yeah, that's the problem. Kendall knows that. He's holding a gun to our heads.
Rob, if your child were kidnapped, wouldn't you pay the ransom? I mean, it's pulling a 32 share.
Laurie, if Hitler were pulling a 32 share, would you put him on the air?
I don't know, Malcolm. It would depend on the demographics.
Excuse me, I find this whole comparison very offensive.
Oh, don't tell me you're Jewish, too.
Actually, I'm 1/16th Gypsy. My mother's mother fled Romania during...
Look, the show is down until Kendall resurfaces. That's it. End of story. Now, where are we on the writer for the Krasnikoff mini?
Nowhere. The A-list is passing. Everybody's afraid to touch it.
Well, offer them a life insurance policy or something.
Although I had the idea of going with a novelist, you know, to give it some texture.
Yeah, anyone in particular?
Well, I'm having lunch with Clellan Upchurch today.
Clellan Upchurch. There's a Brit who's up for the Booker Prize.
Yeah.
You want him to write a miniseries?
Oh, why not? He probably needs the money.
You know, the Booker is like the Pulitzer in England.
Oh, then he could definitely use the money.
Have you ever read anything he's written?
No, but I will before lunch.
Sandra Cassandra's lawyer's getting antsy.
Well, did you tell her that we're weighing our options?
I did, and she said we've had time to weigh them, sort them, and bag them.
Rob, do you think I could get a real office?
Sure, Letitia.
This is a hallway.
I'll get right on it. Look, how long do you think you can stall?
Who knows? We're waiting for a decision from a man in a coma.
Well, just buy as much time as you can.
Rob. When they stop waiting for us, things are going to get ugly fast.
But this already is ugly, Irwin.
I hate to tell you this, but for a sexual harassment case, this has been tame so far.
Okay, well, what are you suggesting?
I'm suggesting we stop waiting before they stop waiting. I'm suggesting we go on the offensive. We slam her character before they slam Malcolm's.
You think they're going to slam Malcolm?
All due respect to my wife on this one. Word is Malcolm's one of the biggest stick men in town. It's only a matter of time before somebody
Wait a second. What does your wife say?
She says Malcolm's gay. Right. I wish we could get it thrown out on summary judgment.
Press release on the Mountain Men says it continues to have our full cooperation and support.
Support? What do you... In spite of the disappearance of its showrunner, the Mountain Men will remain in production?
It's gone out to the trades and the Times.
Who issued this?
Those were his words, exactly.
Well, according to the doctors, Mrs. Ludden, his brain scan shows no reaction to stimuli, which means that he can't hear or speak.
Doctors, what do the doctors know? I mean, no machine can measure love, just as no stroke can prevent me from knowing what my EL wants.
And so he told you to issue this press release?
Well, you know, the Mountain Men is that top-rated show. We're getting $250 for a 30-second spot.
Okay, you see, I'm not so sure, Mrs. Ludden, that these are the type of decisions that you need to get involved in.
Oh, I'm not getting involved. I'm just telling you what to do.
Well, excuse me, but when I took this job, I was guaranteed a free hand in programming the network.
And we want you to have as free a hand as you want, as long as you do what we want you to do.
We? When did you become we?
When I married your boss.
This isn't the royal family, okay? You don't marry into power.
Hey. Let's just cut the bullshit, okay, Robbie? How many primetime hits does this network have?
This has nothing to do with prime time.
We have 2. And how many of them are raking in the bucks?
Kendall Gifford is a power-crazy lunatic.
With whom you have gotten into a dick-measuring contest. So why don't you just put it back in your pants and put the Mountain Men back on the air?
I'm holding a press conference this afternoon, Mrs. Ludden. The Mountain Men will remain shut down. And if EL doesn't like my decision, then he can fire me. But I want to hear it from him. Out loud.
Go ahead. Attach the electrodes to my gonads. Give them 1,000 volts. I'm not talking.
This looks great. Run it by Marty with some numbers. Top 10.
FCC.
The Federal Communications Commission call?
Uh-huh.
I don't see it.
Nothing.
They sure about this?
Well, they sure sounded sure.
Oy, oy, oy.
There it is.
Yep.
It's a nipple, all right.
It's only half a nipple.
As far as the FCC is concerned, a half a nipple is as good as a whole nipple.
What about a quarter of a nipple?
You can't see nipples, period.
We put that on the air. Who was supposed to be overseeing post-production on this?
Gary Roberts. It's unregistered nurses, late-night TV. You get the dailies, Rob. Do you watch them?
Okay, but what if we blew up the film and made the nipple seem like a birthmark?
Like a bird.
No.
This way, please. You're gonna be starring.
Very well, sir. Thank you, sir.
And I'll the burger and fries.
Sir.
It's a French restaurant, Dad.
You chose a restaurant. It's okay if I choose what I eat? So, what's the story of this bimbo? She say you gave her an ultimatum? Ass or pass?
The lawyers say I'm not really supposed to talk about it, so, you know.
You can't talk to your father.
Well, maybe if my father wasn't syndicated over 247 radio stations.
Does this look like an interview, or does it look like I'm having lunch with my son? My son is having problems. A son I'm worried about.
Thank you, Sky. Looks like Malcolm's taking his story to the press. You think? Well, he's having lunch with the host of that. Hey, who's that? I have no idea. He's having lunch with the host of that right-wing, crazy call-in show. What's his name?
Cappy. I don't know, Cap something. Cappy something, yeah. Don't you have a writer-up for the Krasnikoff money?
Yeah. Lawrence Cameron, 200 grand and up.
Oh, yeah. Nice dresser, great hair.
Yeah.
He's not getting the job.
No? Who is?
Clellan Upchurch.
I can help. Thank you.
Yes, I should think that writing a little something for the telly would be quite a bit of fun. But I must say, Miss Volpone, that I'm not sure it's my cup of tea.
Cullen, it's just like writing novels, except without all the descriptions. It's the same 4-act structure you're used to.
4-act structure.
Uh-huh.
I believe that in the Poetics, Aristotle postulated a 3-act structure.
Aristotle didn't have commercial breaks. Gotta feed the beast.
It's not that I can't write TV. It's that well, frankly, I don't write TV.
Right. Cullen, let me ask you something. How much did you make for your last novel?
Enough.
Did you make 6 figures?
Miss Volpone, do you know that I'm shortlisted for the Booker?
Yes. Yes, that's why we want you to write this mini-series. We're looking for someone who can give this project texture.
Texture? On the telly?
Why not? Why not? I mean, look what Emma did for Sense and Sensibility.
That was Jane Austen.
And this is Nikolai Krasnikov. This is a man who runs the San Pedro docks from the back room of a Russian deli in West Hollywood. This is a man with poetry in his soul and blood on his hands. This is Clellan. This is mythic. Mythic.
Do you think we could get the waiter over here for another drink?
Thanks, Victor.
Pleasure to see you, sir. Delightful to see you again, yes. Thank
Look who's here. Lori Volpone.
Where? Don't look.
Why am I not looking at her?
She's the one that fucked us over on the Krasnikov deal.
Right.
Right.
Who's the guy she's doing lunch with?
I don't know. Must not be in the business.
Hey, look who's here.
Craig, how are you? Nice to see you.
Naked women at your doorstep. This stuff probably actually happens to you, huh? Dad, this actually did happen.
Don't get defensive, Malcolm. I'm on your side. Either way, all I'm saying, people could actually believe you.
But you don't.
I'm not on the jury. Doesn't matter much what I think.
Well, it matters to me.
You didn't force yourself on her, right? As far as I'm concerned, anything less is just two people negotiating. You know, I used to think I was quite a coxman in my day, but you humble me, son. You're not riding bareback, are you?
You're proud of me.
You're damn right.
So you'd actually be proud that I made an actress put out for a part?
Malcolm, you're my son. I can't imagine not being proud of you. Even if you are a Democrat.
Well, a lot of the networks are going to feed you BS about how much they value writers. No project without a script, that sort of crap.
Crap. What is crap?
I mean, most of our MOWs, in excess of 4% of the budget goes to writing. And naturally, that includes rewrites, which won't necessarily be by you.
I don't follow. You write something, and then someone else rewrites what you write.
Exactly. I mean, this way you're not tied up for months and months. You can go on to another project.
But what about the style?
Well, it's been my experience that different writers have different strengths. You are a texture guy. You know, you do the texture, and then we go to, I don't know, maybe Elmore Leonard for the dialogue, and then we might want a woman's voice in there, so we might go to Callie Curry.
Or a Valpone.
Yes. Barry. Barry, good to see you. It's, this is, Clellan Up Church.
I understand you screwed us over on the Nikki Krasnikov story.
You know, Chad tends to exaggerate, Barry.
I haven't found that to be the case.
Screwed is such a harsh word.
No, actually, the word he used was fucked. Listen, when you get tired of caddying for Rob Malone, give me a call. Enjoy your lunch. Pleasure meeting you, Mr. Upwood.
Pretty much a smorgasbord out there. The trades, the Times, CNN, local affiliates.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, we could have saved everybody a lot of time by just issuing a statement.
You're showing the flag, Rob.
Right.
Now, the trick is not to say anything too specific. You don't say anything too specific, they can't hurt you.
Got it.
You're making a statement, which means you're concerned, you're involved, you're proactive. Proactive is good.
Well, just so long as we're not wasting anybody's time.
Oh, hardly. This is a big story. You're shutting down a major television series. Your bag.
What about it?
Put it on your shoulder.
That's proactive.
Right. How's the croissant?
Good.
Remember the reviews on Waterworld?
Yeah. What, no croissants?
Bad sushi.
Hi, I'm Rob Malone, president of LGT. Thank you. The Mountain Men has entertained millions while giving rise to a very public and very healthy debate about values and priorities. Unfortunately, the ongoing absence of its executive producer and creator, Kendall Gifford, has made it impossible to continue with this groundbreaking series. So, effective immediately, I've decided to terminate production of The Mountain Men. That's all.
Yes, Mr. Malone.
Any questions?
Mr. Malone, do you believe that Kendall Gifford was the victim of foul play?
Well, the FBI is in the process of conducting a very thorough investigation to find out if, in fact, there was any foul play. But in the meantime, all of our hopes and prayers are with Kendall.
Is it true that Mr. Gifford has continued to provide scripts for the series?
Yes, he has.
Well, then what's the problem?
Well, the creation of a TV series is a very difficult, collaborative process, one that involves hundreds of people just to produce one single hour of network television. A series is bigger than any one man.
Right, so why shut it down just because one man isn't here?
Right. It was a complex and difficult decision, one that we reached. I mean, that I reached proactively. So that's about it. Please, you're welcome to stay and enjoy the pastries and the fruit salad.
Did Malcolm Lockley sexually harass Sandra Cassandra?
Well, you know, because of the ongoing litigation, our attorneys...
You clowns expect him to give a straight answer to that question? Mr. Gifford, were you kidnapped?
My name's Kendall Gifford, and I returned to the wilds of civilization from the civility of the wilderness.
What were you doing out there?
I communed with Thoreau, I dined with Emerson.
Why did you come back?
I'd eaten my fill. I returned refreshed and reinvigorated, ready once again to take the reins of the Mountain Men.
Well, does this mean the Mountain Men will be returning to production?
You bet your ass it does. Why would anybody want to shut down this program? We need the mountain, man. We need it now more than ever. Next question.
Will Gideon allow the electric power transformer to cross their land?
You're just going to have to wait and watch with the rest of the free world. But I will say this. Ideas cannot be stifled. Voices cannot be muted.
And so today, Kendall Gifford announced both his return and the return of his hugely popular series, The Mountain Men. Undoubtedly, the publicity garnered by his disappearance will prove to be a boon to the show's already astronomical ratings.
My facts will be falsehoods to the common sense.
He said that?
But no. Thoreau said that. Hello.
Daddy? Are you watching Kendall's press conference?
It was my press conference, Audrey, not Kendall's.
Men must speak their minds or become sheep. Henry said, the mass of men
Hey, you were there.
Yeah, I was there.
No kidding.
It's your business.
So it was your decision to bring back the Mountain Men?
That hasn't been decided yet, and a lot of it depends on whether or not we can...
Boy, he is so great with words, isn't he?
Drink from a dirty glass.
Well, he's a writer.
Listen, Dad, I gotta go, okay? Because my center is shifting. Ugh.
Mendacity and rapaciousness and hypocrisy. Life is a vessel.
Hun? Oh, Hun, don't let that son of a bitch get to you.
Well, I'm not.
Ah, you're not. So, what are you going to do now?
I don't know. You know, it looks like a lose-lose scenario to me. If I back down, I lose authority. If I don't back down, I may lose my job. Which, at this point, is not an unattractive possibility.
Hey.
Hey.
How come you guys aren't watching Kendall Gifford's press conference?
Because it isn't Kendall Gifford's press conference. It's my press conference. I'm the one who paid for the croissants.
Dad was at Kendall's press conference? Cool.
So, how was your day?
Fine.
Great. Good to hear.
How's yours?
I didn't have lunch with my father, if that's what you're asking.
Okay, I had lunch with my father. I told you I was having lunch with my father. We discussed my having lunch with my father.
And?
Did I blurt out over the duck à l'orange that I was gay? No, I did not.
Hey, why ruin a good meal?
Look, so far he hasn't asked me if I happen to be gay. If he asks, I'll tell him.
Has he asked if you're seeing anybody?
I lie to him because I love him.
You lie to him because you're afraid of him.
Well, if I didn't love him, I wouldn't have anything to be afraid of, now would I?
The man's a pompous, homophobic asshole, spouting his pompous, homophobic asshole ideas to the nation.
Maybe. But he also happens to be the same man who held my head when I got 16 stitches because my brother threw a baseball bat at my head.
I think that debt's been paid by now.
He loves me, Wayne.
Then he'll accept who you are.
Look, my father does not spout the crap that he spouts because he thinks it's going to destroy the nation. He actually believes it. Listen, he really thinks that if we lived like Ozzie and Harriet, America would be a better place. Don't you see? He wouldn't accept me.
Well, then he doesn't...
Oh, what? Then he doesn't love me? Maybe not. I don't know. You're missing... The point is, I love him.
Oh, you think I didn't love my parents?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
My parents weren't right-wingers. My father taught English lit at Marquette. In '68, my mother was arrested at a civil rights demonstration. Look, I told them I was gay when I was 17. That was the last thing I ever told them. They wouldn't return my calls, answer my letters. I didn't even know my father was dead for 2 months because nobody bothered to phone. Malcolm, sometimes you have to make a choice.
Right now, they're at 1.7 in year 3, but they'll go higher.
Yeah, well, I'm the only hit they got when nobody's been kidnapped.
That's right. Parker's pals is crucial to their entire life.
It's a tent pole. Exactly how much tent is the pole holding up, Barry?
Oh, I'd say
You know, if we were to offer Parker a job, that would be tampering.
Hey, I love being tampered with. Go ahead, tamper.
I want to make it clear. I did not call this meeting.
Neither did I.
It's not a meeting. It's a social visit.
We just thought everybody should meet, get to know one another, chat.
Chat.
Chat. So tell me, Barry, how are the kids?
Great. Look, it's no secret. We'd love to have Parker on our network.
Parker is a fabulous talent. I mean, you make us laugh. What's more important than that in this world, huh?
But we are not about to risk a multi-million-dollar lawsuit.
And yet you're here. How much did Tim make last year?
I'm just making conversation here, but I believe he was north of 1 and south of 2 per episode.
Really? Well, Barry, just out of curiosity, who would your network say is a bigger star, me or Tim?
You. No-brainer.
How much bigger? Maybe 50% bigger? Hey, we're just a bunch of guys sitting around talking about our favorite actors.
I love Tim. Tim's great.
I'd say that we're safely 70% bigger fans of yours.
So, hypothetically, if for some reason Parker's negotiations at LGT were to go south.
Parker! I didn't get into the movies, so I thought that we...
Hey, baby.
Hi.
Oh, you know Brad?
Hi. Oh, aren't you Barry Berman? Hi, I'm Audrey Malone.
Hey, Chad Rosenthal.
Parker, honey, you didn't tell me that you were having a meeting.
No, we were just sitting around, shooting the breeze, weren't we, Parker?
Absolutely.
And we're just on our way out, weren't we, Chad? Absolutely.
Nice to meet
you. Ooh, it is getting late. Hate to shoot the breeze and run. Good to see you, sweetheart.
You son of a bitch.
Oh, come on. It was another network, not another woman. And you were supposed to be out all night. Besides, it's none of your business.
Oh, my boyfriend is negotiating with another network behind my father's back, and that is none of my business.
Yes, that's right. Hey, listen, your father is my boss, okay? When I'm negotiating with him, he's trying to pay me as little money as possible, whereas I would like as much money as possible, thus the conflict.
Okay, well, at least have the decency not to do it in our house, okay, Parker?
Do you think for 1 second that he would hesitate to stab me in the back?
Yes, I do.
Really?
Really.
Wow. I hate to break it to you, but your father doesn't walk on water.
I don't know what the hell I see in you.
I make you laugh. What's more important in this world?
Barry is interested in me.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he said if I ever get tired of caddying for Rob Malone, I know where to find him. I don't think I'm reading too much into that, Brad.
Well, you're not interested in him.
Of course I'm interested, Brad.
Tampering, Lori. Not worth maybe a 30% raise.
Yeah, you think I get a 30% bump?
Competing offer's worth at least that. Gee, it's too bad we can't use it.
Why not?
As soon as you move on the offer, Barry has to deny there ever was one.
He does?
Tampering.
What? So he's not really interested?
Of course he's interested.
Wait, until I'm interested?
You got it, kiddo.
Right.
A $10,000 fine? Come on.
The nipple aired at midnight, and it only got about a second of screen time.
And it was only a half a nipple.
Erwin pointed that out. The FCC pointed out that second is now on 148 websites.
Yeah, well, can we appeal?
Rules are pretty clear on nipples, Rob.
What I don't get is a couple channels up on cable, you can see a lot worse than nipples.
Yeah, we're not cable. Free TV isn't free. You know that, Rob.
You know, what I want to know is what the hell it was doing there in the first place.
I don't know. The post-production supervisor said it was a gag or something. Didn't think anyone watched that closely.
They watch for nipples. Fire him.
Can't. He's union. But the kicker, Rob, is that with all the publicity, we're actually up 1.5 points. I mean, at 20,000 a minute per rating point and increased ad revenue, we're actually making $1 on this screw-up. I mean, you gotta love it.
Morning, top 10.
As long as it's not the FCC.
Brad Abdale, Mitch, Barry, Gore wants money. Dick Wolf, Irwin, someone from SLATSS. The Society of Los Angeles Tourette Syndrome Sufferers. LL, is that 10?
Did Kendall Gifford call?
No.
Okay, well then get me Mitch.
The FBI and that detective are in your office.
I told you to call security if they came back.
It's the police. You can't just throw out the police.
Watch me. Didn't I throw you out of here last week?
Mate.
We don't like being jerked around, Mr. Malone.
And I don't like having my house turned upside down either.
You're not only jerking around the LAPD, you're jerking around the federal government.
Ooh, your network's gotten a lot of publicity out of this investigation, hasn't it?
Christ's sake, here we go again, huh?
You know, it's funny how a kidnapping victim shows up just in time for his press conference.
It wasn't his press conference. I paid for the croissants.
Did you know he was going to be there?
No.
Did you know where he was?
No.
Did you attempt to contact him at any time during his absence?
No.
How did Kendall get those scripts to you?
How the hell would I know? Maybe there's a FedEx box out in the middle of Angeles National Forest. Yeah.
Rob.
Yeah, what?
I've got Mitch for you.
Ah. Well, unless there's anything else, I've got an extremely important call. Yeah, my private line. Mitch, what's the story? Shit! It's down half a point? No, I was hoping it'd go up a point, maybe a point and a half. No, I just thought we'd do better. I mean, look at the competition. Come on. Okay, give me Dallas for 4.5 points. Yeah, $25.
I don't like being interrupted while I'm writing.
Well, I don't know what you're writing, Kendall, because the show's down.
Which I assume is your way of saying, welcome back, Kendall. My network needs your show. Please help me.
Look, I know you got there late, but that's not what I said at the press conference.
Actually, what I heard you tell them was that without Kendall Gifford, we cannot make the most important show on television today.
Well, I thought that sounded better than saying I can't keep working with a megalomaniac.
Last I checked, all your nice little pussy showrunners were pulling 12 shares, you know. So if you ask me, you need me a hell of a lot more than I need you.
Maybe so. But as of now, the show's down.
Fine, I'll just wait for your replacement to put me back on the air.
Well, you might have to wait a long time.
There are 5 other networks.
And you have an exclusive contract with this one.
Which you breached when you canceled the show.
In response to your faked kidnapping. What's a judge gonna think about that, Kendall? Or another network, for that matter? Look, Kendall, you know, it's just the 2 of us out here. Want to cut out the pissing contest?
I'm listening.
Okay. I want the Mountain Men back on the air.
Great.
Subject to conditions.
No conditions. Look, I'm an artist. I cannot be...
Shut up, Kendall. First of all, that pipe explosion this week, it's out. Forget it.
It's integral to the story.
No, they don't blow up the water supply. They dig a new one.
You know, that's not a bad idea. You know, we could poison the regular supply.
No poison. And that brings me to my next point. You've got to start accepting network notes.
No way.
What do you work at any other network and you're going to have to deal with their input.
All right, I'll consider your notes in good faith, but only yours, nobody else's. And if I disagree with your notes in good faith, I do it my way.
Then I have the right to kill any individual script.
Bullshit.
No, look, you write the shows that you want to write. And I'll air the ones that I want to air. Huh? Come on. Is that a deal?
Thoreau didn't believe in masking humanity. He didn't trust a handshake.
Okay, Kendall.
I have known many men in Puerto Vallarta. Many men. But no man has ever made me feel the way you do. I would give anything. I would do anything to have you, to possess you, body and soul. Do you have any idea how rare love is? True love. I would gladly sacrifice everything I hold dear, my entire world, for one night, 1 hour, 1 moment.
Thank you. Thank you.
Whoa, that was hot. I would love to do this. This is a dream part.
Great. Well, I think we've got. I'm just gonna. Yep, there's the name of your agent. So.
Great.
All right.
All right.
So why don't we? Excuse me.
Okay.
We're just.
Okay.
Thanks.
Hey, hey, Mel.
So what did you think?
What?
What did you think? Do you like her for Yolanda?
I'm only here because the lawyer said you couldn't be left alone with the actresses.
I know why you're here. I was just asking your opinion.
I didn't feel any heat.
What?
I didn't buy you and her as a couple.
Thank you. That's very helpful.
You're welcome.
Well, that is very generous of you, George. Rest assured, it'll be put to good use. Yeah, well, that's for the board of directors to decide. Of course. Sure, George, we'll let you know.
How much?
Not enough. Every time he opens his checkbook, he thinks he deserves his name on the wing of a building. Do you want some coffee?
I don't drink coffee.
Oh, right.
So how are you and Daddy doing?
Oh, fine. Great. You know, he's busy, but we find the time. Oh, we have some creme brulee left over from take two. You interested?
No, thank you. So, how much time does it take?
Time? Oh, the baby. Huh. Well, it's not the sort of thing you can make happen on command, you know, between our schedules, trying to make the time, clearing it with the FBI. You sure you don't want any?
Yeah. Listen, Mom, I've always been able to tell you what's been going on in my life, right?
Yeah, sure, anything.
Well, you know, because, like, I told you when I started masturbating.
Yes, yes, I appreciated your coming to me.
Yeah, and you remember I told you about the time I slept with the drummer from U2?
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
And, you know, like when I experimented with uppers.
Okay,
and
what? Out with it.
Well, it's just that, you know, something's happened.
What?
It's about Parker.
He's not hurting you.
No, Mom, it's just business. I mean, at least that's what Parker says. You want this?
Yeah.
It's just that he's doing things. You know, nothing illegal, just things that I think Daddy should know about.
Parker is doing things that he doesn't want Daddy to know about?
Yeah. Like last night, when I came back to the beach house, he was having himself a little meeting with his agent and Chad Rosenthal and Barry Berman.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. He's not supposed to be doing that, is he?
Nope.
No. And see, and when I called him on it, he got really pissed and told me that it was none of my business, that it was between Daddy and him.
Well, he's right. I mean, not about what he's doing, but about it being between Daddy and him. Sweetie, you are in a relationship with a man who works for your father, and that's very tricky.
I know. And sometimes I wish Parker would go and work for NBC because it would make my life a lot easier.
Well, you're walking a line that you have to be careful not to cross.
I know, I just don't always know where the line is, you know?
Yeah, it moves around a bit. But,
Yeah.
but bottom line, Parker's your man. And you either stick with him or you dump him.
You think so?
That's what I would do. So how much are they offering him?
Mom?
Do you have any idea how rare love is? True love? I'd gladly sacrifice all I hold dear, my entire world, for just one night, 1 hour, 1 moment. How's that?
Great. Thank you.
I said just one night. I thought it played. But I could do it again, maybe with more subtext.
I think we've got what we need.
Oh, I do nudity. Did I mention that? But it's got to be tasteful in a girl, and I know this is not work, but...
You have to go now.
Huh?
I have to go to the bathroom, and legally, you're not allowed to be alone with him.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, hello.
Hi.
How's it going, Malcolm?
I've seen a dozen over-the-top Yolandas in between agents pitching Ethel Mermans.
That's pretty nice, huh?
She's had work.
Yeah. Who said doctors aren't artists, huh? I mean, I'm a happily married guy, but he's sometimes.
Oh, I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, well, maybe in a parallel universe or something. Yeah, you know, I ran into my college roommate in Aspen last year. The guy's never been married. Never. I mean, half of me, I suppose, pitied the guy, but the other half was jealous as hell. It's weird, huh?
Yeah. You know, I wasn't really expecting you in here today when we're still pre-reading.
Yeah, no, I just thought I'd come on, see how things are going. Anyway, this guy, my ex-roommate, all of a sudden he just tells me he's gay. Just out of the clear blue sky. Just, you know, said he figured I'd freak out if he had told me back then, and of course the irony of it is that I wouldn't have made any difference at all. And as a matter of fact, now I'm a little pissed at him because he didn't tell me that. I mean, you know, you think you know a guy, right? And I guess he just figured that you get your room assignment and that's that. You know, just share a sink for a year. But I kind of felt that we were friends, and I felt like he didn't trust me.
Huh. Oh, hey, it was the 70s, you know, a whole different time.
Right, yeah. No, a lot has changed since then. Things have changed.
Rob, can I tell you something?
Sure.
Your roommate.
Yeah.
It wasn't really any of your business whether he was gay or straight.
Well, you're right. It was, you know, it was just, you know, trust.
It's not a matter of trust. It was just privacy.
Yeah. Well, I gotta go beat up on the people in marketing.
Tonight's episode of Parker's Pals may shock some of you. It's actually about something. I know, it's hard to believe. Well, maybe not, really, but, you know, it started out as the same old superficial script about absolutely nothing of any relevance whatsoever, but it had the word dingleberry in it. That's right, it's pretty groundbreaking, I know. Well, needless to say, Rob Malone, the president of LGT, said that we couldn't do it. So we went to his boss. And luckily, Kendall Gifford felt that it was integral. So we're getting away with it. But, you know, he did have a few notes on the script. He felt the script was a little too wimpy. So this week, you get to see what kind of men Parker's Pals really are. He has us moving out of Manhattan into Montana. where, of course, that Kendall feller learned us some good lessons. For instance, Nick learns that it's almost impossible to have urbane, witty banter with a grizzly bear. And Parker learns how to make a non-fat mocha latte out of birch bark and dandelion.
I think you may be right. I think maybe he's gay.
He told you?
He told me it was none of my business.
He said that? I mean, he's right, but he actually told you that?
To tell you the truth, I'm not really sure. See, we were talking about... Hey, you know, I don't know what we were talking about.
You didn't just come right out and ask.
Of course not. I told him about Les Fairley. Well, I thought it might give him a little opening there. Look, Cecile, look. This is a conversation that I did not want to have, okay?
So why did you?
Well, because it could affect litigation.
So how did it go with Kendall?
Well, he agreed to accept my notes.
Oh.
In good faith.
Well, that's great, hon.
It wasn't that easy, let me tell you. It was like negotiating with Brad Advale. But bottom line, he's gonna do it on my terms.
The network has agreed to put the show back on my terms.
No interference.
That's right. I told Rob Malone there's no way I'm gonna let him interfere with this show. If he doesn't like what I'm doing, too bad.
And if we don't like it, we pull the plug.
The show America wants to see is my show, not the watered-down, censored version that LGT wants you to see.
You know, it's amazing what you can accomplish. You get two people in a quiet place, alone, without the eyes of the world on them.
The Rob Malone I know would never give up control without a fight.
The show is what it is. It's good. And he knows it. Fucking well knows it.
Whoa, you can't say that on the radio.
What's this, LGT?
Kendall, we've got the FCC on our ass.
Fuck the FCC.
Music to my ears.
This is a victory for freedom.
This is a victory for America.
Sometimes you win one.